Hi guys, welcome to the realm of astrology. This is your daily horoscope for Monday, September 13th, 2021. But before we begin, I would like to let you know that I do daily video horoscopes, weekly video horoscopes, and monthly sun rising sign video horoscopes. And you can watch all those on my YouTube channel. And I also request you to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I post a video. All right, so let's talk about what's happening today. And the first thing I will speak about is that the moon at 17 degrees of Sag is sextiling Mercury, a positive aspect. And this is happening at about 7 a.m. Pacific time, which makes it about 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time. If you are on the eastern part of the world, the Indian time will resonate more with you. Alternatively, you can always convert the Pacific time to your time zone to know when the energy will happen for you. So, what's happening here is the moon, the planet of our emotions, our inner heart and soul, is making a positive aspect to Mercury, our logical mind, our routine, diet, health, job, communication, siblings, immediate environment. All these things are Mercury ruled. So it could be that emotionally and logically we're in sync, our mind and our heart are in sync. Or it could be that we feel good about Mercury things, about some communication, about some information that we might receive, about a realization that we might have, or about our job or health or diet or routine or exercise or our siblings or peer group or our environment. Mercury is a lot of things, so it could be any one of these things that we feel emotionally positive about, or it could just simply be that, our heart and our mind are in sync. So that's the energy, and this is a positive aspect. And then moving on, I do want to mention that today we have the first quarter square of the moon, which means the sun and the moon are going to make their first 90-degree angle after the new moon, which happened last week. And this whole week, the energy is about overcoming challenges, overcoming obstacles, solving problems connected to the new moon, the new beginning that we had last week in the sign of Virgo. So that's the whole week. A lot of overcoming challenges, overcoming things. And it's not negative and it's not very magnified. It's just little things that we'll need to adjust. That's the energy. And this will be with us till the full moon on September 20th. This energy. And then moving on, at about 1 p.m. Pacific time, which makes it about 1 a.m. Indian Standard Time, we have the moon in Sagittarius squaring Neptune, and at the same time we have the sun opposing Neptune, right? And the moon is squaring the sun. So let's break this energy down. Let's talk about the Sun and Neptune opposition first, and then we'll talk about the Moon and Neptune square. So I did mention over the weekend that the Sun is getting ready to oppose Neptune. Now, Neptune is the planet of confusion, delusion, depression, addiction, lies. It's also the planet of the higher realms, of spirituality, of connecting with the divine. But an opposition is a stressful aspect. So this energy could leave us feeling a little confused, and the opposition is building today as well. It's going to be intense today. So this could be a feeling of feeling confused about ourselves, about our identity, about who we are, because that's the sun. The sun is who we are, it's our identity. So it could be a feeling of confusion. It could be a feeling of feeling a little low, because Neptune can make us feel a little depressed. Alternatively, this energy can really, through hard work, because an opposition requires work, through work, we can really integrate spirituality with our identity. We can begin to align who we are, our identity, our consciousness with the higher realms, with the spiritual path, but that will require work. So it could go either way. One, feeling confused, feeling depressed, feeling low on one hand. On the other hand, through work, we can really align spirituality with our identity. We can feel like, okay, this is what makes me feel spiritual. And this energy could also be a very creative energy, right? So we can start to feel creative as well. So that's the Neptune Sun opposition. Now, Neptune is also squaring the Moon. The Moon is our emotions, and a square is a challenging aspect. So again, this energy can make us feel low emotionally. It can make us feel depressed. It can confuse us about how we are feeling. How am I feeling about this thing? I don't really know how I'm feeling. So that's the energy as well. Alternatively, again, there is an opportunity, of course, through hard work, adjustments, changes, to align our emotions with our spirituality, to align our emotions with the feeling of universal love and compassion. Aligning that might help us at this point. Sometimes what happens is when we think of ourselves only, I feel like this, I wanted this to happen, then we can begin to feel depressed, right? But the minute we say, okay, maybe this is for the greater good of everybody, I see it now, that's when we can start to lift ourselves out of that depressing, negative vibration. And that's what this Moon square Neptune can be, right? When we learn that there's a higher realm, there's a spiritual realm, we have to keep universal love and compassion in mind, then somehow we can say, okay, I don't feel that low, I don't feel that off. So whatever this energy is, it is intense. It is intense. So just be mindful of that. If you are feeling confused, if you are feeling low, and if you are not somehow the positive manifestation of the energy of working to connect with the higher realms, working to connect with spirituality is not happening, just let this energy pass, and we will feel the Neptune Sun opposition all day, all day. So that is the highlight of the day. That's the highlight. And then moving on, we do have a positive aspect in the evening. So let's see that. And what's happening here is, okay, there we go. So this is 7 p.m. Pacific time, 7 a.m. India time, Tuesday morning. And what's happening here is that the moon in Sag is sextiling Jupiter. Positive aspect. Now, Jupiter is the most benefic planet. It gives gifts, it gives rewards, it also brings healing and lessons. So this could be a point where we start to lift our spirits up because the moon has moved off the square to Neptune, right? Although the sun is still building its opposition. So there's a moment where on one hand we still feel a little confused, we still feel a little low, perhaps about our identity and our soul, but somehow the emotions maybe start to lift a little because the moon here is sextiling Jupiter, the most optimistic, positive planet. And that's pretty much it for today. I do want to mention Mars here is finishing up in Virgo. It is going to change signs and enter the sign of Libra very soon. And that's pretty much it for today. So to sum it up, I would say that today is not the easiest day. It is not. It can be confusing. It can make us feel a little low. Alternatively, there is a lot of potential to work on ourselves, to work on our emotions, to connect to our spirituality, to connect with the higher realms, to maybe become creative. Neptune is also creative. So that's the energy, and I will give the big picture of 2021 very quick now. And the first thing about 2021 is that it is a year of change. And I say that because we have Saturn and Uranus in a square all year. These two planets don't square very often. The last time they squared was 21 years ago. So it's a rare energy to feel. And this aspect is asking us to change. It's asking us to embrace the new. It's asking us to embrace our true authentic self. And since these planets are squaring, this transition, this change will not come easily. It will require effort, work, and adjustments. That's the first thing about 2021. The second thing about 2021 is that it is a year where we are laying the foundation for two astrological cycles, long-term cycles that started in 2020. First is the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction cycle. Now, these two planets met up once in 20 years, and when they do, they begin a 20-year cycle, which is what happened in December of 2020. Until 2023, we're going to lay the foundation for that new life, that new cycle. Another thing that we are understanding, we are building, is the Pluto-Saturn conjunction of Jan of 2020. These planets meet up once in 33 to 38 years, and they met up in Jan of 2020 after 38 years and started a new cycle that will be with us till 2053. And we are understanding that and building that as well. So 2021 is a year where there will be a lot of change, where there will be a lot of finding authentic self, where there will be a lot of laying the foundation for 2 new astrological cycles that started last year. And now I will pick a card for today, and then we'll close out the reading. Okay, let's go to the top. It says empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation, and I think empathy is something when one is sensitive, right? And I think Neptune is the planet that can make us very sensitive and empathetic, and it can help us connect without communicating also. So today is a day where we must have empathy, and whether this is empathy, and this can be empathy for yourself, for others, for everybody, because we're all going through the same energy, right? So today's lesson, today's card is that we must have empathy and see both sides of the situation and keep an open mind, I guess. So that's what I'm going to say. I hope you have a great Monday, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.